Video walkthrough on a used Jayco Swift. Start in the kind of back corner. Got stabilizer jacks on the back, so you can lower those, stabilize your unit. There's a crank inside for them, and you see the ends. Or you can use a 3/4 inch socket, and if you have an adapter, you can use a drill for it. Sewer area, that little gray handle is your gray tank, the black one's your black tank. The gray tank is your shower and sink water, your black is your toilet water. 30 amp short cord built in, you can't lose it, and then you can see about how long it is. And then you can just do that to close it up. Fridge vents, just keep them clean. Water heater. Very simple to use. All set up to be used right now. The only thing you folks will have to do is put water into it, whether it be from your city or from your fresh tank via the pump. Once you have water in there, you turn your propane on, you push this down, turn it to pilot, until you can push this red button down. Sometimes you have to kind of adjust it a little bit. There you go. Push and hold this button down as you're doing that. You want to light that pilot with like a barbecue lighter or whatnot. Once it's lit, you can let go of the red button and then turn this to on, and it'll then light the burner up. And then the burner will cycle on and off to regulate its temperature. It'll leave the pilot lit. If you want to turn it off but not have to relight your pilot, if you turn it to pilot, it shuts the burner off, but leaves the pilot on. Definitely wouldn't leave the pilot on overnight, or if you're going to leave your trailer unattended. And then turn it like this, it'll turn everything off. And then you can adjust the temperature of the water, like this, hotter or more warm that way. Definitely recommend draining it after every trip. You don't want water sitting in there, it'll start to get stagnant. So what you do is you shut off any source of water, crack your pressure relief like this, open it up, let all the water squirt out, you're relieving all that pressure, snap it closed when it's done, then you can take that plug out. And that plug is a 15/16 socket. I use that with an extension. That's the easiest way. City water, that's where you're going to hook your hose up to run off the city water pressure. Fresh tank, rest your hose in there, you can fill your onboard fresh tank. You need your pump to pull from your onboard fresh tank. And I definitely recommend draining your fresh tank after every trip. There's your drain for it right there. Up here you got you a 20-pound cylinder. It is filled, so you don't have to worry about getting one filled. All you do is to turn it on, it's all the way to the left on, all the way to the right off. We'll turn it off for now. And you got your battery, it's a Group 24 RV marine grade battery. In the winter, I recommend taking the battery completely out, storing it garage, basement, shed, anything warmer than being sat outside in the cold. If it's going to be a long time between trips, a couple weeks, I recommend disconnecting the negative lead off your battery as well. Got your 7-way right here, that's going to hook to the back of your truck or tow vehicle. That's what's going to allow the trailer lights to work and the trailer brakes to work if you were to have a brake controller in your truck. But you will need one to tow this, I believe. Let's see. Right here, let's see, we'll skip this part, but we'll go back to it now. This tells you cargo carrying capacity, it's got your VIN on it, tire pressure 50 psi, gross vehicle weight rating. So your gross vehicle weight rating is the most this trailer is going to weigh, so at max occupancy, max cargo carrying capacity. So this trailer weighs 2,760 pounds. With full propane and whatnot, so it is over 2,000 pounds. So you will be having to use the brakes on it. That's the rule. Any trailer over 2,000 pounds is required by law to have brakes on it, which means we can't let you leave with this trailer unless you have a brake controller on your truck. There's 2 more of those stabilizer jacks up there. You're not going to use those to pick up your camper if you notice the front is a little low. Use your tongue jack right here to manually raise it to get it kind of level front to back. Then you can run those stabilizer jacks down to kind of help snug everything up. In this compartment, you got your awning rod right here and the manual crank for those stabilizer jacks. All you do to do your awning is, you can see this right here, how it says roll down. You flip this over to you. Sometimes it's easier to use the other end of the awning rod. Then unclip it here, like that. If you're tall enough, you won't need to use the rod. And then you just pull. Here, set this down for now. You just keep pulling. And pulling. And pulling. And pulling. And that's that. Then you can take this, clip it. You see how it raises the end? We got some stuff in our way, so we can't see how it raising it. You go all the way up as high as you can by raising it. Then you can slide this portion right here. You'd be able to slide up to the top. And you can actually do that right now and leave this loose right here. Then raise both ends. You do that on both sides, and then you can tighten these down. And that gives it kind of some rigidity. If you wanted it to be a little bit more permanent, you can undo the arm from this, just swing it out, and then you can see this hole, so you can stake it to the ground. Yeah, and then all you gotta do to undo this part, see this right here? Unclip that, unclip it, slide this back down. Get your pole ready. Hold on to your black little strap, and we're back. And then you just kind of guide it back in. Leave that the way it is, because that's holding tension in. Put your arm back. And then just squeeze these together. Alright, that's it for the awning portion. We can head on inside now. Right in front of you are going to be your controls for your thermostat. For your furnace, all you got to do is click that all the way over, and then use this way here down here to adjust your temperature. I'll turn it off for now. Got a light switch. The one out there is for your, as you can see back there, that light, this one turns off this light right above you. These two lights actually. And then you turn that one over there manually on and off. Whatever here turns into your bed. Just lift the table up, fold the leg over, it just unhooks from the wall. It's kind of hooked into the wall. Then you rest your table on these right here. Lay your back. Then you would lay your back and cushions flat like that. Creates a platform to sleep on. Microwave works like a standard microwave, only going to work when you're plugged in. Cooktop, super simple to use. You just tune it to light right here, and light the burner, barbecue lighter, match whatever you got. Right down here, your breaker box, all your 120 volt appliance breakers, and then all your 12 volt appliance fuses. I would definitely recommend carrying some spare fuses. Light, and then fan. Right here, this is where you turn on and off your water pump. When you want to use water from your fresh tank, you turn it on and off from here. You can read your battery. Battery's always going to read full when you're plugged in. Fresh, black, gray. Oops. Black and gray. From there, when you're filling your fresh tank, this is what you should go off of. Come in here occasionally and monitor its progress. Don't wait till your water squirting out everywhere. At that point, you're just wasting water, and you might end up getting some leaking inside here. So just monitor it being filled from in here. We set up a GFCI, so any GFCI outlet that would get tripped, this is the outlet you reset it on. So this one's a GFCI. I believe there's an outlet outside. Yep, that outlet outside is on a GFCI. So all the GFCI outlets, if they were to get tripped, this is the one you come and reset it at. And you have a spot for a TV right here. So you can screw your cable into there. If you're going to use your antenna, make sure that the green light's on. If you're using cable, turn it off. Then you have a 12 volt outlet here for, there are some 12 volt TVs out there. Your fridge It's super simple. So you have a couple different buttons. You have off, gas, or electric. So if it's electric, that's what it's going to use. If you want to use it on gas, oh, this is the change of your temperature too, right here. This change of temperature. If you want to use it on gas, you turn it to the flame right here. Push and hold this button. As you're pushing and holding this, you're gonna hit that. And it's gonna take a while. Usually it takes quite a while. You have to hold this for a long time and keep sparking it. When this little bar turns to this green, you're lit on gas. So keep that in mind. That would only be if you know you're primitive camping somewhere, you don't have the ability to plug it in, then you can manually light your fridge on gas. But if you're going somewhere plugged in, just leave it on electric. It works just fine on electric. AC is super simple. Your temperature adjustment right here. Then you have low fan, low cool, high fan, high cool, and then off. Very simple. Right now it's on high cool right now. It's pushing out some and at a max temperature. It's pretty cool. It's nice and cool in here right now. So it works real efficiently. Plenty of storage over here. You do have storage, access to the storage from above your bed, and then I do think there is, yep, access to your water heater and pump for doing your own winterizations. Then you have a radio right here. Tap the power button, turn it on. It's like an old aftermarket car radio. You got your presets here, push and hold to save presets. Skip your channels, mode, auxiliary in to that port right there, and then tuner, so radio. And you can select your band, AM, FM with that, different settings and display modes, and then you can mute it. Very simple. USB just for charging, and then an SD slot if you have music on an SD card. Very simple radio. Then your antenna, crank it up, following the directions it says. Go up this way. Go until you can't go anymore, and then you pull this down and twist, so you can, if you're trying to tune in a better signal, just make sure before you lower your antenna that these two triangles are lined back up, because there's a special cradle in the roof that it needs to sit in, and that keeps everything lined back up. And then you can crank it down. All right, a few more things. Let's see where I saw it. Right here. Okay, it was right above me. Smoke alarm right there. Those uses a standard 9-volt battery, so if that starts giving you the low voltage chirps, throw in a new 9-volt. Put over here, carbon monoxide and propane gas line that's hardwired to the 12-volt battery. The one up front, not hardwired to the battery, but it's a 12-volt system which runs off that battery and when you're plugged in. If you had this stored over the winter and you left your battery in there, and the batteries were starting to die because it's winter, sometimes these will start chirping at you every few seconds. It'll go chirp. That's letting you know it doesn't have enough voltage to operate correctly. If that were the case, plug the camper in and get that battery charged back up. Alright, that's pretty much it for our tour of a used Jayco Swift. I really like this one. Although it's a short trailer, inside it's quite roomy, and it can sleep a decent amount of people, 2 or 3 people there, 1 person here, so you're pretty good. Well, I hope you guys found this video informative. Hope you guys enjoy using this trailer, and goodbye.